Okay, here we go, girls and boys, boys and girls. Loud and proud, get those flags up. What are we saying, boys and girls? Keep saying it, keep saying it. Nice and loud, boys and girls. I don't hear you, boys and girls. Let's say hi to our veterans. Let's say hi. I bet you they'll say hi back. Say hi to our veterans. Keep saying hi. I bet you they'll say hi back. We're so glad that they're here. All right. Let's put our flags back in our laps. Boys and girls, you did an amazing job welcoming our veterans. Thank you so much for doing that. So today we are here to celebrate, and Miss Shore needs your help. Are we here to celebrate someone's birthday? No, we're not. Are we here to celebrate Christmas? No, we're not. Are we here to celebrate Halloween? No. Are we here to celebrate our veterans? Yeah! Can everyone say Happy Veterans Day? Yeah! All right. I think the best way to start our day is by showing all of our veterans how we know how to stand up proud and say the Pledge of Allegiance. Do you think we can all do that? All right, let's do it. On three, here we go. 1, 2, 3. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, boys and girls. All right, one more thing before we get started. We're at a zero zone. Our flags are in our laps. There's 3 things that we want to say to our veterans before we get started. 3 things, so we're going to do a little Simon Says. So when Miss Shore says Simon Says and I say something, then you're going to say it back. You think you can do that? All right, are you ready? Simon, we're talking to the veterans, because we're here for Veterans Day, right? Oh, good. I just want to make sure I remember. So, Simon says, welcome, veterans. Welcome, veterans. Simon says, you are our heroes. You are our heroes. Simon says, thank you for keeping us safe. Thank you for keeping us safe. Simon says, we love you at Leighton. We love you at Leighton. All right, let's give him a big round of applause. Great job, girls and boys, boys and girls. All right, Mr. Hartman is going to get us started. Make sure we are following along by looking right at us and being good listeners. Thank you, boys and girls. That was super.
Thank you, Mrs. Shore. So, I want to start out by asking you, do you know what a veteran is? A lot of you may have an idea of someone that is in a uniform Whether you're the Army, Navy, Marines, Air Force, Coast Guard. But really, there's a regular person inside that uniform that decided to make a sacrifice for all of you. And that sacrifice is they decided, okay, I'm going to sign a contract that says that I will defend the United States of America and all the people inside of it. Now that's a pretty lofty contract that they signed. And that's quite a sacrifice that all of them made. Now, there's a lot of different ways, Ms. Shore talked about a lot of different ways we can say thank you to veterans. And you demonstrated it very well today with just saying thank you. If you see someone maybe with veteran license plates, they get out of the car, make sure you say thank you. Or if you see a Marine Corps sticker, or an Army hat, or a Coast Guard t-shirt, make sure you say thank you to those people. Because they decided to sign that contract saying that they'll risk their lives defending our country. And like I said, that's a lofty contract. Another way that we decided to thank our veterans is by saying the Pledge of Allegiance. And what the Pledge of Allegiance is saying that we are a part of America. And we are going to do what we can to be the best people we possibly can for the United States of America. Now, finally, what I wanted to talk to you about was how there's different patriotic songs that are played. And you spent a lot of time and worked very hard with your music teacher, Ms. Myers, to go ahead and learn some patriotic songs to help celebrate the men and women that decided to sign that contract and risk their life for us. The first song that we're going to play is America the Beautiful.
Can I have all Leighton students stand up? Take your starting position for America the Beautiful. Bow your heads. Thank you.
Wonderful, thank you. So next, what we talked about thanking our veterans, and we talked about saying thank you, saying the pledge, and patriotic songs. Well, we also have a special surprise for the veterans that are here today. What we decided to do was we went ahead And thanks to the SUNY Oswego Technology Department, we made chips for each of the veterans to come up and get presented by loved ones. So what we're going to do is that we're going to call the names of different students and classes to welcome and recognize those loved ones that we invited here today. The first group of people that I'd love to come and recognize is I'd love Kevin Waters, Michael Waters, and Maggie O'Leary to come and welcome their grandfather, Frederick Waters. Frederick Waters, can you come up? Abigail Giroux would like to welcome her uncle, Leonard Outerkirk, Jr. And Adriana Giroux as well. Grace Bills would like to welcome their grandpa and grandma, Earl Smith and Jane Smith. Lori Smith and Ivy Smith, welcoming their dad, Brett Smith. We've got Michael Kay welcoming dad, Benjamin Kay. We've got Gabe Baxter welcoming dad, Aaron Baxter. He's not here today, but we'll make sure that those people get the recognition they deserve. We have Rachel Hiltz, Sarah Hiltz, and Corey Dorsey. Welcome father and stepfather James Hiltz. We've got Miss Burns coming up and recognizing her good friend Mark Johnson. We've got Olivia Miller welcoming Grandpa Chris White. got Mrs. Dean welcoming father-in-law, Bowman. John Coonan would like to recognize grandfather Michael Coonan. Vaughn Thinkball would like to welcome Dan Johnson. Come on down, Vaughn. Scott Farrell. And Eddie Kozowski, can you come down and welcome friend Don Phillips. The Leighton community would also like to recognize and welcome Principal Patrick Wallace. Thank you for coming. We'd also like to welcome and thank Staff Sergeant Turner. Also coming in from the community, we'd like to welcome and thank Mr. Tom Kerr. From the VFW, we'd like to welcome and thank for coming Mr. Al Wood. The Leighton community would also like to welcome and thank for their service Ms. Kelly Sheffield. We'd also like to welcome Mr. Rich Balch from the community. Wayne Jenkins would like to come down and welcome and thank for their service grandfather, John Sampson Sr. Well, we'll make sure we give him the coin. Josie Davila and Ms. Berglass would like to welcome great grandfather Henry Marquez. And Jason as well, Davila. Peyton Driscoll from Ms. Dean's class. I'd like to welcome and thank Father Andrew Driscoll. Josh, come on down and give your dad a hug. Not yet? Okay. Ryan Bowman, Liam Bowman, and Mrs. Bowman would like to welcome father and husband Eric Bowman. I'd like to come and welcome and thank for their service Grandpa Ron Russell. Or at least give a gift and thank and recognize when they get home. I'd like to welcome and thank Stepdad Matthew Denmark. Michaela Kyler and Bella Todaro. I'd like to welcome Grandpa Steve Wilson. The Leighton community would also like to welcome and thank for their service Mr. Sam Tripp. The Leighton community would also like to welcome County Director of Veteran Affairs and Veteran Katie Hamlin. Mrs. Tesserero would like to welcome her cousin, Scott Hall. Charlize Wiegand and Shelby Wiegand, come on down. They'd like to thank for their service and welcome their favorite uncle, Uncle Jim Hartman. Now, many men and women that are service members also decide to further help the community by becoming firemen, firefighters, as well as police officers. Firefighters that came to be recognized, Mr. Doug Krause and Jason William, are you here? Also, policeman Kevin Hadcock, who is married to Mrs. Hadcock. Joshua Moon, James Dufresne, Brandon Porter, Eric Schaefer, Scott Herbert, and Justin Delia. Finally, last but not least, the Leighton community would also like to recognize and thank for their service Mrs. Kara Shore. That's a lot of veterans in our community, isn't it? A lot of family members, a lot of loved ones, a lot of people that have made that commitment to make a sacrifice for our community. Now, another person that would like to say some kind words to our veterans is Mayor Billy Barlow. Mayor Barlow, please.
On behalf of the city of Oswego, I just want to take a special moment first, applaud Leighton Elementary for having this ceremony to honor our vets. It's very well deserved, and on behalf of the entire Oswego community, I just want to say thank you to the time in the military, the service, our veterans spent, and for all your efforts. We are able to do everything we do as Americans because of the sacrifice of our veterans. So only in America could somebody like me become mayor of the city they grew up in. We're able to walk to school, have our freedoms, really live almost, I won't say a carefree life, but a relatively easy life compared to some other places in the country because of the principles and ideals of America and the ideals that our veterans fought for during the time. So thank you. And one last point is, as if their service in the military wasn't enough, you see that a lot of our veterans are school board members, or police officers, firefighters, school bus drivers. They come back even after their time in the military and after almost sacrificing their entire lives, and even give more back to the community. So it really is important, and I think one of the biggest obligations we have as a community and as a country is to treat our veterans with respect and offer them as much as we possibly can because they gave so much. So Leighton, I know it's early in the morning, and I'm not the best morning person, so I need a little wake up to give me some energy through the rest of the day. So do you mind on the count of three, just as loud as you can, saying thank you to our veterans one more time? 1, 2, 3.
So, ladies and gentlemen, what are some of those sacrifices that our men and women have made? Now, and what are the different branches of service? We hear about different branches, but what does it really entail? What is it really about? We've got some guest speakers that are going to be introduced by the songs that you learned in music class. First, we're going to learn about the Army. And before Mr. Wood comes up, we'd like kindergarten and first grade to stand up. And we actually have the original version of the Army song that they're going to perform. Mr. Elwood.
I'd like to start out by saying thank you to you all for coming out, showing up, and presenting this lovely program to us. I'd like to say to all my comrades over here, thank you. Without us, I'm only one person. It takes a whole bunch of us to make this whole thing happen. We did make it happen. The Army was established in June 14, 1775. A little older than I am, but I'm old, I know. We specialize in all different areas, from cooks to mechanics to artillery. We do it all. We have specializations in computers, flying gyros, the little choppers. We have men and women that fly. In 1947, the Army Air Force split, and one went to, we have the Army, now we have the Air Force. Those of you are Air Force. Why did I join? I joined for many different reasons, but because I have a limited amount of time, because of my country, for my country. My father served. I felt it was my duty to go out there and help. I believe in America. I believe in our Constitution. And our training as an individual was quite different. I went in as enlisted in 1966, and the training was pretty physical. A little skinny kid from Lafayette, New York had to do an awful lot of push-ups because he stumbled once in a while. Then I got it in my head I was asked to go to officer candidate school. There I went for 23 weeks of a lot of work. Not only physical, but mental, to get myself prepared to be an officer in the Army. I find that that's one of the most challenging things that I've ever done, except for the birth of my two daughters. Specialty skills, I learned to be a leader, to help my men and women that served underneath me. I was an ordnance officer, which was a wheel and track supervisor of that specialty, mechanics. And then I got crazy and got recommissioned, thanks to Patton. We won't go into that. In the Medical Service Corps, where I commanded 352 men and women in a medical unit in Watertown, New York. And we traveled all over. We were the backup for the 44th Med Battalion in Fort Bragg, North Carolina. If they were to deploy, we were deployed with them. So no matter what you do in the military, you're there to help and support someone else. Be the reserve, the guard. We help, and we're there to support. What did I miss most from home? My brothers and sisters. We didn't always get along, but when I was in Vietnam for the whole year, the times that I missed more was at Christmas and Easter, because those are the times when we got together and my grandparents and shared our lives. What am I most proud of? I'm proud to be an American and been able to serve one and all. I think I've just about taken up enough of your time, and I really appreciate all that you do for us. Comrades, I appreciate everything that you do for us too. Thank you, one and all.
much, Mr. Wood. Ladies and gentlemen, you are being an outstanding audience right now. You're sitting up, you're paying attention, you're listening. So I think that it might be a good idea to teach you one of the exercises that we do in the Army. What I want everyone to do is I want everyone to stand up. Hands together. Put them up in the air as high as you can. And you're going to stretch. I'm going to say 1,000. You're going to say 1. We're going to go all the way to 10. Ready? 1,000. 1,000. 1,000. 1,000. 1,000. All right. Go ahead and have a seat. Nice job, ladies and gentlemen. Next is second grade. Second grade would like to perform Anchors Away before our guest speaker comes up to speak.
That was awesome. It's been a long time since I've heard that song. You guys did great. Thank you. I don't usually get very choked up, but seeing all of you waving your flags and being thankful for America, that means a lot to me. And I was very happy for the song you sang. The United States, I was in the Navy, and the United States Navy was founded on October 13, 1775. It's old enough that it was actually written into the United States Constitution by our founding fathers, which is neat to do. One of the questions that it asked me was, what does the branch specialize in? And I think, when I think about the Navy, I think about the word that's called deterrence. And really what that means is, if you can imagine, maybe there's some bad guys that are getting ready to rob a bank, and all of a sudden a bunch of police officers show up at the bank. Are the bad guys, what are they going to do? They're probably going to run, right? They're not going to rob a bank if a bunch of police officers are already there. Well, that's what the Navy specializes in, because with the Navy, with the ships on the ocean, if there's someone that's not doing something right or threatening to hurt somebody, we can basically put an entire military base right in their backyard within a few hours. And that includes airports, ships, fighter jets, everything, just parked right there. And it's kind of like the police officers showing up at the bank with the robbers. They never get the opportunity to rob it. Deterrence means we stopped it before it even happened. And that's what really the Navy specializes in. My training was unique because I was in the Navy's, what they call the nuclear power program, and it's really neat because a lot of the ships in the Navy are powered by nuclear reactors. And what's neat about that is that they can fuel that ship up, and it can sail out across the ocean and never have to stop for gas for 4 or 5 years. And that's an important thing when you're sailing all the way around the world. Asked me also what I miss most from home. I had been married for 2 months when I got on board the ship and sailed out to sea for 7 months. So who do you think I miss most? My wife. I missed her like crazy. The neat thing was that she wrote me a letter every single day. The bad part was that I only got mail every month or two when a helicopter flew over our ship and dropped a bag of mail. And And we'd go out and open the bag up, and I'd have a whole bunch of letters. And I'd go back to my little bed, and I'd sit down there. She'd number the letters so I'd know what order to read them, because there'd be like 50 or 60 letters. So I could just sit down and read what happened at home. Another thing it asks is what I'm most proud of. I think what I'm most proud of is that I could play just a little bit of part of standing for what this country is supposed to represent. I stood by some great people. A lot of them are sitting here. And I think what I'm most proud of is being able to stand and say that I was a part of that. That I participated in that. I'm so grateful for this country. I'm thankful for what it does for the entire world. And I'm grateful too for what it does for us. I appreciate all of you. Thank you. I've never been to something like this. I could have been in a boring meeting at work today, but this is a lot better. So thank you for inviting me.
Next up, we're going to learn about the Marine Corps, but first, third grade would like to third grade has the Marines hymn.
Good morning. First and foremost, I would like to thank all of you gentlemen sitting right here in front of me. But most importantly, the Marines are here as well. You guys kind of made a different my generation today. We wouldn't be doing what we do now if we didn't do you guys. So, also for all the police enforcement and firefighters, you guys' job is a lot more dangerous than mine is right now. So, hats off to you guys. I don't have to do what you guys do on a daily basis. So, thank you very much for that. But the Marine Corps was born November 10th, 1775. Birthday is coming up this Saturday. 243 years going strong. That's probably one of the most celebrated days of the Marine Corps' birthday. It goes back a long time. We try to stay true to our traditions that these gentlemen actually kind of set forth for us. So it's one thing we take a lot of pride in. The Marine Corps specializes in a lot of different things, but the thing we specialize in the most is being ready to go at a moment's notice. It's the only branch that can deploy in less than 24 hours. So most other militaries, you have to get an act of Congress to make that possible. The Marine Corps can deploy from a phone call from the president. So we like to make sure that we're expedient, we're always ready to go. No matter what the challenge lies ahead, that we're going to go accomplish that first and foremost. Why did I join? A lot of different reasons. So the biggest thing that got me to join the Marine Corps specifically was I want to be a part of something a lot bigger than myself. I want to do something that most people would never have the opportunity to do and be part of the 1% of the 1%. With that, I mean 1% of the nation would join the military, 1% of that 1% would join the Marine Corps. So for me, that was my biggest driving factor to join the Marine Corps. So training for me, we go to boot camp in Paris Island, South Carolina. Most of you guys don't know where that is. Hopefully, some of you will get a chance to find out. But our boot camp is 13 weeks long. It's some of the most intense basic training anybody will ever receive. We're going to do a lot of different things there. I didn't know how to swim already, but we do a lot of stuff in the water, floating for 30, 45 minutes at a time, carrying a brick. Not so easy. Marine Corps kind of prides itself on being physically fit. We have to do a lot of things while always running around. Probably carry the most gear out of any other branch as well. So physical fitness is something that's kind of near and dear to my heart. Kind of made me the man I am today. So specialty. Before I joined the Marine Corps, I didn't know a lot of different things. I was 17 years old, fresh out of high school. Only had a couple jobs. But the Marine Corps taught me how to specialize in communication equipment. So I have a really important job in the military. I make sure that we can talk, not just person to person, but base to base, country to country. I really give capability for people to talk back to their families, their loved ones, whether it be through emails, Skype, voice, stuff that you gentlemen didn't have an opportunity to use back in the day because it was mail or nothing. We don't have to go through that anymore. I would say what I miss from home was just probably my mom's cooking. Something that you probably take for granted most days. You guys probably don't like fruits and vegetables that your parents put on the table, but you learn to appreciate it. And the thing I'm proud of the most is that each and every day I get to put this uniform on, kind of keep the tradition going, and follow in the footsteps of those before me. Thank you.
We've got fourth grade ready to sing the Coast Guard song, Semper Paratus. Coast Guard, Kevin Hadcock, would like to say a few words about the Coast Guard.
Good morning, everyone. So I'm here to represent the United States Coast Guard. I've currently been in the Coast Guard for 16 years, and the Coast Guard was established August 4th, 1790. The Coast Guard specializes in search and rescue primarily, and they also do law enforcement. Can't tell you exactly why I wanted to join. One day in school I decided that it was a good idea to start looking into the Coast Guard for a job fair, and ever since then I wanted to join. So in 2003 I went to boot camp in Cape Bay, New Jersey, there for 11 months. When I got in there, I went to my first small boat station. Skills that you wouldn't think about learning that would be helpful is the Coast Guard knows how to tie out any knot there is out there. So day-to-day use different knots. It might be not that interesting, but it helps out a lot. So keep it nice and short. Get you guys out of here look like you're kind of antsy. So thanks for having us.
Finally, 5th and 6th grade.
I did.
Kelly Sheffield.
Hello everyone. I want to say first, I'm very happy to be back at Leighton. Both of my kids went to school here. They're all adults now, but Leighton holds a very special place in my heart, so I'm very happy to be back here. I was in the Air Force. Anyone, what do you think of when you think of the Air Force? What's the first thing you think of? Airplanes, right. So the Air Force is to support the air mission of the military. So the Air Force has many, many different types of planes, from fighter jets to cargo planes to bombers to air refueling planes. So it's not just people who fly who are in the Air Force, it's all the people that have to support keeping those airplanes in the air. So those are all the people that work on the airplanes, who work on the weapon systems, who protect the bases. That's what I did. I protected the base and the airplanes and the weapons that go on the airplanes. So there's many, many different jobs that you can do in the Air Force. Why I joined? I joined because I had two big brothers that were already in the military, and I wanted to be just like my two big brothers. My poor mother, I feel very sorry for her. So I went in about the time of the Gulf Wars when I enlisted. What did I miss from home? I definitely missed my family the most. I was in other countries when I was in the Air Force, so I was a long ways away from home. I definitely miss my family. What I'm most proud of, I want all the women in the audience to raise their hand. All you young ladies, raise your hands. All right. I was very proud to be a woman in the military, right? There's not that many. I think in the Air Force, about 20%. Probably in the Air Force, there's about 20% of the enlisted in the military, actually women. For the other branches, it's even less than that. So I want all you young ladies in the audience to know to be proud and know that if you want to join the military someday, you can do that too. That's about it. Thank you guys.
All right, girls and boys and girls, I have a very special guest. Raise your hand if you know who Mr. Wallace is. Well, some of you know, that's good. What's that building that's right across the street from us? I can't hear you very well. Yes. And what is Miss Short's job here at this school? Principal. So those are your hints. The high school, and Miss Short is the principal. So who do you think Mr. Wallace is? You think he's the principal of the high school? He is the principal of the high school. And pretty soon you'll get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and you'll go over to the what? High school. And hopefully Mr. Wallace will still be there. And when you see him, you'll be able to say, "Hi, Mr. Wallace," because you will have met him today. Isn't that the coolest thing ever? Yeah. All right. So Mr. Wallace is going to play a very special song that we play in the military. I want everybody to take their hand and put it on their heart. And I want you to close your eyes for a minute. We're going to celebrate just like our veterans celebrate. When they celebrate someone that's very special to them, that's very special to their life, they celebrate by playing this song. So I want you to close your eyes and think about someone that you love very, very much. Keep your eyes closed. Keep your hand on your heart when you listen to this song. Okay? It's called Dance. And Mr. Wallace is going to play it for us. We've talked about the Marine Corps, we've talked about the Coast Guard, we've talked about the Army, and we've talked about the Navy. And all of these ladies and gentlemen over here, they were part of one of those services that we just talked about. So we want to make sure that we say goodbye to them in a very special way. So I need your help. I'm going to call them up. I'm going to say the Air Force, and then all the Air Force friends are going to stand up. Where's Mrs. Cahill? They're going to go right over to Mrs. Cahill. And then we're going to say something special that they say in the military. We're going to practice it. You ready? Can you say, ooh? Can you say, rah? Can you say, ooh, rah? You think you like that? I see smiles on their faces. All right, so when I call the Air Force up, we're going to say that. When I call the Army up, we're going to say it again. When I call the Navy up, we're going to say it again. And when I call the Coast Guard up, we're going to say it again. And when I call, who did I forget? Marine Corps, we're going to say it again. Think we can do that? So we're going to say it 5 times. All right, let's get right to a 0 zone. And then when we walk out, boys and girls, all of our friends will be over there with Mrs. Cahill, and we'll be able to give them a high five. What shall we say? Shall we say, thank you for your service? Yeah! All right, let's practice that. Thank you for your service. All right, we'll do what Simon says to make sure we got it. Simon says, thank you for your service. Awesome sauce. All right, so if I could have all of our Air Force veterans, please go right over to Mrs. Cahill. And on 3, we're going to say, okay, you ready? 1, 2, 3. Hoorah! All right. Can we have all of our Marine friends please go back to Mrs. Cahill? All right, boys and girls and boys. 1, 2, 3. All right. Can I have all my Coast Guard friends please go back to Mrs. Cahill? All right, wait. 1, 2, 3. All right. Can I have all my Navy friends go over to Mrs. Cahill? We got a lot of those, huh? 1, 2, 3. And lastly, can I have all my Army friends go over to Mrs. Cahill, please? All right. On 3, 1, 2, 3. All right. So as you start to dismiss, boys and girls and boys, remember you're going to give some vibes, and you're going to say